you've pointed out that there is a commitment to buy over 200 jets from Boeing, price tag of around $200 million. Given it is Boeing's failure to deliver a new Air Force One to the President on time as promised, something like a 5-year delay, sir, are you confident that the aircraft manufacturer will deliver on time and on budget for you?
Well, Boeing has been a reliable partner for Qatar Airways for a long time, and of course we trust them, and we are confident that they are going to continue this partnership together with Qatar Airways. Qatar Airways has been nominated as the top airline in the world for many years consecutively, and we are using Boeing actually quite significantly in our fleet.
Can we take a moment to get to the bottom of this offer by Qatar of a multi-million-dollar Boeing 747-8 to President Trump? When did your government first start talking to the US about this aircraft, and who broached the subject first? Was it the US or was it Qatar?
Well, actually, it's, I know that there were a lot of speculations about this topic. I don't know what is the reason that instigated this. This is a very simple government-to-government dealing when Ministry of Defense and Department of Defense are still exchanging the possibility of transferring one of our 747s -8 to be used as Air Force One, and it's still under the legal review. So there is nothing really. I don't know what was like, why it became like so big as a news that this is something that considered in a very strange way. It's we have done a lot together with the US. For example, the airlifting that happened during Afghanistan evacuation, 80% of that been taken care of from Qatar.
I think the point is that this people are confused as to whether this is a personal offer to President Trump from the Emir. Certainly President Donald Trump suggesting in an interview on Tuesday that Qatar approached him claiming that one Qatari official said, if I can help you, let me do that. Is that true?
Well, it is a government-to-government transaction. It has nothing to do with personnel, whether it's on the US side or on the Qatari side. It's the Ministry of Defense, the Department of Defense. So I don't see anything in that.
It's, you're alluding to the fact that this has created huge controversy in the States, and this is sort of bipartisan criticism, Republicans and Democrats accusing the president of graft and Qatar of buying influence. Are you?
Why would we buy an influence in the United States? If you look just, in the last 10 years of the US-Qatar relationship, Qatar has been always there for the US when it's needed, whether it's on the war against terror, whether it's in the evacuation of Afghanistan, whether it's on releasing hostages from different countries around the world. And Qatar has been always a reliable partner for the US, has been always stepping up to help and to support the US, because we believe that this friendship needs to be mutually beneficial for both countries. It cannot be a one-way relationship.
Can we talk about Syria?
Sure.
You're a strong backer of this new government, and you've been lobbying for sanctions release for some time now to unlock aid into the country. Now, Donald Trump in Riyadh announced that he is lifting sanctions. This news is making huge waves across this region. What do you now believe that you can accomplish for Syria?
Well, I think, first of all, the Syrian people deserve to live a dignified life. And basically, the sanctions were imposed on Assad regime, given his behavior against his own people. And now, if the sanctions remained as they were, how we will be able to help the Syrian people to change their situation and to get out of the consequences of the civil war that they had and they've been through in the last 12 years maybe. So lifting the sanction, we believe it is the right step moving forward. Now, there are a lot of questions being raised about, okay, how do we know the current government? What's about their background? Everyone has these questions, and these are legitimate questions since it's a new government. And given this background, of course, we have no knowledge about this government until they became in power. So basically, what we decided to do is to start engaging with them, to start to see if they are saying and doing the right things. Then we should support them. We should support the stability of Syria. We should support that Syria shouldn't fail and shouldn't turn into a chaos. And basically, what we've been hearing and what we've been seeing until now, we've been hearing the right things. Of course, there will be downsides from time to time. There will be some mistakes happening here and there, and this is a country which is getting out of civil war after a long time. So we believe disengaging is going to be the biggest mistake, will leave us with just one option, chaos. But engaging in a constructive manner, trying to help to alleviate the situation over there in Syria and making sure that we are working together with them step by step, that's the only way for us where we will have a chance to have a better Syria and stabilize Syria.
And let's talk about Gaza.
Yeah.
You've been deeply involved in mediating between Israel and Hamas for more than 19 months. I've been in and out of this country and watched the efforts that have been put into that mediation. There's a high-level Israeli delegation here today. Steve Witkoff is here, Donald Trump's Middle East envoy, and his chief hostage negotiator, Adam Boehler. What can you tell us about any progress in those talks, the indirect talks, of course, with Hamas here?
Well, the progress that we have achieved by releasing Idan Alexander, the Israeli-American citizen, the day before yesterday, from our perspective, we were seeing it as a breakthrough that will help and bring back the talks on track and bring us a ceasefire and opening up a humanitarian corridor for the humanitarian assistance to come to the people of Gaza. Unfortunately, Israel's reaction to this was a mass bombing the next day while sending the delegation, and statements coming out of the Israeli government that this delegation is coming to negotiate a hostage deal without ending the war, which is basically sending the signal that we are not interested in negotiations. This was a bad signal, and we have highlighted this concern to the Israelis, and we told them that we need to engage in a meaningful negotiations that making sure that returns all the hostages safely and ending the war in Gaza and making sure that the humanitarian suffering is lifted from Gaza. Right now, our teams are engaging with both parties. We hope to see some progress. I'm not sure if this progress will be something seen very soon with this continuing behavior.
Before I let you go, this is my final question. The US is in talks with Iran. Donald Trump has said the time to choose is now. This is not an offer that will last forever. He said he'd discussed Iran with the Emir today. Did he share what that US offer to Iran looks like? Are they close to a deal? And he talked about how the Emir has been a great help. So what's Qatar's involvement here?
Well, actually, we had a very good and very productive discussion between His Highness the Emir and the President about the negotiations on the Iran nuclear program. We strongly believe that this can be only solved diplomatically, and we believe that escalation is not in the interest of any party. We are trying our best to support that effort. Our colleagues in Oman is doing an outstanding job in mediating the conflict between them, and any kind of support that we are able to provide when we are reaching out to the parties, we are doing our utmost. The discussion basically between His Highness and the President is just highlighting the risks of not having a deal and what would be the best way to mitigate those. through finding a compromise between the US and Iran that can bring us to a deal.